All right, let's check out this preview. She said, "Life is a pain. Let me end it for you." Yo, that S3 animation though. Okay. I mean, the S3 was pretty. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. It wasn't super amazing or anything. I like the eyes. Like I don't know. It's weird. I usually don't focus on the eyes that much, but I like the way her eyes look in that animation. I'll pause it next time it comes up. But she just like, she has these big old wide eyes, just going crazy. But anyway, new character coming in, Fire Warrior Abigail, giving off some Melissa vibes. She's also a vampire. I know the preview's been out for a couple of days, so I'm not gonna go too much into lore or anything like that. Sorry, I was late. I recorded this video like 3 times the other day, and then I wound up having to leave, so I didn't get it out to YouTube. But without that, I mean, with all that being said, without further ado, let's just go on and get into her skill kit here. Well, let's first go with her stats. So I'm skipping ahead a little bit. She's the fire warrior. Her attack doesn't look that great. Her health looks all right though, so I'm kind of happy about that. And her speed is pretty decent for a warrior. Actually, I would dare say pretty good for a warrior. Crit chance, crit damage, nothing really popping out there. Effectiveness, effect resist, nothing really there. So it kind of like makes you wonder what kind of unit this is. But then you happen to see her critical hit chance. Wow, I said critical hit chance imprint, and at triple S it's going to be 16.8%. Pretty good, pretty good. I know people don't like this. They say that makes it a well unit. I mean, I think it's a good imprint, and therefore I'm happy if I do happen to get those extra copies, rather than it be like effect resist. You know, if this is a damage dealer, that's not really going to help you. So I would rather have the critical hit chance than something that's useless. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. Moving on to our skill 1 here. Wow, first skill. Skill 3 is going to be after dispelling all buffs from the enemy, attack with a field of bloody thorns, inflicting injuries. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health. So right there, it tells you she's going to be a bruiser. Whenever you see proportional to the caster's max health, that generally tells you that that character is going to be a bruiser. In this case, it looks like well, the injury percentage is about 25%. I want to say that's a little bit lower than Zahak's, and it's also on a 4-turn cooldown. So when I first saw the skill, and even now, I'm not really sure how impactful her S3 is going to be, unless it somehow otherwise synergizes with her kit. But let's go ahead and get up to the S3 animation, and I wanted to show you guys her eyes. Like, look at that, man. Yo. Look at that. Yo, she looks crazy. Oh man. But yeah, so let's watch the animation there. This is on, all right. So this is on a defense broken Balion 7K. Not a damaging skill. I don't really understand the purpose of this skill. I'm not very impressed. I'm not impressed by the damage. The injury is okay, but that looks like it's all it really does. I mean, injury is nice and all, but you know, there's 3 stars with more impactful S3s than that. So I wasn't too happy with it personally. On to the next skill. We have our skill 2. So this one is also a passive. At the start of the turn, it curses the enemy with the highest attack for 1 turn. So think of your Spectre Tenebrious, things that couldn't usually be hit will now be getting cursed. When an ally in the back row, except for the caster, receives lethal damage, consume 30% of the caster's current health to grant immortality and vampirism to the target for 1 turn. This can only be activated once every 5 turns. So when I see this, I am automatically thinking of MLK Ron. And it's funny too because the patch notes came out and he was not on there. So I'm starting to think this is kind of like a Ran and Caesarea scenario where the unit comes out. I think Ran in this case came out first. He wasn't all that amazing. I mean, he was okay, but then when Caesarea came out, it gave Ran a purpose. And I think this is gonna have a similar effect on MLK Ron, which when he came out standalone, he was all right, but nothing really all that great. But for the record, I don't think he needs a buff. Personally, I think that he should be. Don't get me wrong. I know he requires a lot of stats, but his skill set, the way that it is, it's very tricky trying to buff this unit, because you're gonna have him. I think if he gets buff, he's gonna be seen in every single game. Which maybe that's what Smilegate wants. I don't know. Also, there are other units that would love that vampirism. She can be an anchor Oh, excuse me, not just that, but the immortality, more importantly, I should say. She can be an anchor and a cleave team. So you can pick a bunch of cleave units, slap on Abigail, and then if they try to anti-cleave you, Abigail stops your DPS from dying. That's going to be very powerful. I'm not 100% sure on the interaction with Unbuffable on this. I don't think it procs since they don't have, since they're unbuffable, they can't get their immortality. But you'll notice in some characters that do proc immortality, like Kayron and Briar with Jaceria, if you hit them, even if they have unbuffable, they stay at 1 HP. I always thought that was a bug. I thought it was weird. Oh, or no, it might say it in their passive. Now that I say it out loud, it may state it in the passive. In this case, it does not state that in the passive. Wait. We're gonna have to do some testing because now that I see it, it does say when they take lethal damage. Actually, no, I don't think it does. But anyway, we'll go ahead and move on. One thing to note is that she does have to sacrifice 30% of her own current health. This may wind up killing her. I don't see anything on here saying that it won't be activated if she's at 10% health. So she may wind up sacrificing herself for that unit, and that's just something to be aware of. So here, this one shows the curse. It curses Aiden right here, and I think there's a separate animation. Yeah, they did this twice. I don't know. That was weird. But here they hit Rylet. Boom. You see her Blood Banquet then procs. Rylet gets the immortality. He does not die. He gets vampirism as well. And then when he S3s, he'll probably heal back up to full. One thing to note, they mentioned it in the video. I didn't say it out loud. However, the vampirism stacks with lifesteal. So that unit is going to be recovering a lot of health. Probably getting back to full if it's something that has like very high damage. And okay, so this is still the skill 2. Oh, actually, let's look at what happened here. What happens here when Rylet does his S3 with the vampirism? Bam, full health, full health. Whoa! I didn't even realize the curse damage killed there. Hold on, let's go back just a tiny bit. Just want to see this damage. So it does the 19k Amber Lion, and Aiden has curse. Aiden's curse hit for 8k off of a 19k hit. That's pretty cool, especially when you think that you can put that on like a curse on Spectre Cenebia or something like that. That seems really strong. Last skill, which is skill 1, attacks the enemy with bloodied wings, increases combat radiant of the caster by 15%. We use on the caster's turn, has a 35% chance to activate might as an extra effect. Damage increases proportions of the caster max health. The soul burn increases a chance of activating might to 100%. So think of like Aden. She can do something similar. She's also decent speed for a warrior. 117 speed is almost keeping up with Conqueror Lilius's, which means if you have souls for this unit, you might be able to run her as an opener. I don't think that really is going to be her place per se. I think her place is really more of a bruiser / support type unit. Her S3 doesn't do that much damage. And if we go ahead and play through the animation here, let's see. What was that? 6 point. Oh, here, I'll play it back one more time. That was like 6.8k, 6.3. On a defense broken arrow, she's not doing damage. I mean, like, honestly, she's not doing that much damage. Granted, they have her built at 22k health here. She did crit here, and she also crit on Belian. So I'm assuming that she has critical hit chance of critical hit damage, but I can't say for sure. It's hard to say. I know thieves are hard to get high health. She has a health based damage, you know, for her S3 and S1. I don't know. I think mainly she's going to be tanky, kind of a support unit, try to get a longer game, injury people down, that kind of thing, and mainly to protect that back row unit. I think that's really what it all boils down to, which could be the difference between living and dying against Cleef. The last thing to cover here is going to be her artifact. So I'm just skipping ahead here. For her artifact, Golden Rose. When attacking, and I'm going to go off of the maxed limit broken description. When attacking, if the caster's health is 50% or more, increases damage by dealt by 16%. When the health is 50% or less, recovers by 30% of the damage dealt. So, okay. So it's like a heads and tails kind of thing. Luna. That's who it reminds me of. Like Luna, she does more damage when she has more health. However, when she's lower health, she has more defense. Kind of like that. If they're 50% or more, increases their damage, and when they're 50% then or less, well, 51% or 49%, then recovers 30% of the damage dealt. So obviously, we're thinking Sigurd Scythe there, and honestly, it's very similar. It's like extremely similar. When health is less than 50%, recovers that damage. Now, one thing to note with this skill, it I I need to check the facts on this, but I believe it does scale with the vampirism as well as the lifesteal effect. It does not state anywhere in the artifact that it doesn't. So at that point, your unit is going to be healing. If it's a warrior unit that has both of these effects on them, as well as this artifact, the lifesteal, the vampirism, and this artifact, they're going to be healing up to 80% of the damage that they deal, which is actually kind of insane. If you put that on like a Ravi on counter, they're not really dying unless you one-shot them. So that's something to know. I'll go ahead and let this play in the background while I give you my overall thoughts on this unit. So I do think that she's very interesting. I think that she will see some play and she does have a spot in the meta. I don't feel like she's super broken. I think that she has some weaknesses as far as the unbuffable. For sure, it's going to be a huge weakness for her, like a huge weakness, unbuffable. So she's definitely gonna have to watch out for those AOLs. Also, if you kill her before you kill the back unit, then her passive does nothing. On top of that, she's a thief, so she's gonna be very hard to build tanky, and I think that's why she's not doing that much damage in this video. But at the same time, you really can't go off the video, can you? Because this is their test environment. They build them however they want to, but the players 99% of the time are going to build them differently. She might be a contender for injury set, but then again, I don't know because of how her damage is a little bit lackluster. So it's really, really hard to say. However, I do think this is a very, very interesting unit. I think that she does have a place. I think she has her niche, and it really just boils down to how well can she perform within that niche. Anyway, those are my thoughts for this unit. If you have thoughts of your own, feel free to go ahead and leave them down in a comment. If you like this style of video, don't forget to hit that the thumbs up button. And if you want to see more videos from me and my channel, don't forget to subscribe. This is Freshy Fletch in the flesh. Peace.